In breaking news that Donald Trump and the Republican Party do not want you to hear, one of his own cabinet members is now on the record for projecting some major doom and gloom for the GOP, and I have all the details coming up next. I'm Dan, and welcome to another Occupy Democrats report. To receive all of our coverage on the destruction that Trump is raining down on our democracy and the Republican Party, please hit that subscribe button. The cabinet member who is signaling the doom and gloom is Chief of Staff Susie Wiles. Have a look as she sugarcoats the trouble the GOP is in with a claim that the tiring Trump can save it, and that statement draws audible laughter from the MS Now panel. And on the other side, they expose the devastation she's actually panicking over.
And Misha, I want to ask you about potential future political repercussions that he's facing when it comes to the November 2026 midterms. I want to pull up this thought from Susie Wiles and get your reaction on the other side of it.
Typically, in the midterms, it's not about who's sitting at the White House. It's you localize the election, right, and you keep the federal officials out of it. We're actually going to turn that on its head.
Good.
And put them on the ballot. Because so many of those low propensity voters are Trump voters.
Yes, they are.
And we saw a week ago Tuesday what happens when he's not on the ballot and not active. So I haven't quite broken it to him yet, but he's going to campaign like it's 2024 again.
What's your take on her theory of the case?
Well, I don't think that Donald Trump is physically able to campaign like it's 2024 again. But all that withstanding, he also has something now that he didn't have against him in 2024. He is now holding the bag for the disaster of people's pocketbooks, for the massive unemployment that we're seeing, for the underemployment, for people, lacking affordability. Putting him out on the campaign trail when he's saying specifically that, affordability is a hoax is probably not the best thing to do. And I also feel like we can't act as though the reality we're living in today we're not living in. For Donald Trump, there are certain places where, him being out there might help or might bring out more people. But those are few and far between at this point because you're seeing people, regardless of what side of the aisle they're on or whether they're politically agnostic, they're upset with their current personal states of economy. That affordability issue matters. And because Trump has not, devised policy that actually helps in advancing affordability options for people, that's going to hurt him as well.
Two things worth noting there. She said Trump is going to be on the ballot, and that's not a thing, but in true Trump style, she doesn't let the truth get in the way. And she mentioned low propensity voters. That means the low information, high emotion voters that Trump rode into office on twice. But he will not be able to move them this time, and here's why.
What the chief of staff of the White House seems to be saying is that they want to put Donald Trump on the ballot. But at the end of the day, he won't actually be on the ballot, right? So like he can get out there and, presidents often do this. It's not like crazy to think that a president's going to be out on the road during the midterms for the places where they think that that person might be helpful or where they might be helpful to people. But at the end of the day, on November 3rd or early voting, voters will see the folks that are there and it won't say Donald Trump. Yeah. So how does it help me understand how that would bring out his voters if he's not actually
It sounded nice in theory.
Yeah.
And if Donald Trump is the deciding factor of an election, that also comes with some risks, though.
Right.
I mean, Donald Trump is actually pretty unpopular right now. And if we're talking about a midterm, we're talking about House races. There's a lot of districts that are going to be targeted by Democrats where Donald Trump is not going to be welcome in that
Their list
race.
is getting longer and longer.
Yeah. So,
isn't usual standard operating procedure here like distance yourself from the president and run away from Washington and have a hyper-local focus?
That's what a lot of swing seat members will do. Although we saw in the New Jersey governor race, the Republican there was basically like, running away doesn't work, I'm going to attach myself. So who knows what they'll do. But I still don't think when you have a president who's got their approval rating in the mid-30s, and that's not unique to Donald Trump. Nobody wanted Joe Biden in there, and there were times when nobody wanted Barack Obama in their district.
Yeah.
So I don't think it sounds nice if everyone's going to vote on Donald Trump because those low propensity voters might come out. To your point, he's not going to be on the ballot. And secondly, those people aren't even going to want them in their district.
Susie Wiles is projecting the lose-lose scenario the GOP is facing with Trump. They can't win without him, and now they can't win with him. With higher prices and job insecurity running rampant, every Republican will be running against the record he owns, and those racist and warmongering policies of his that they rally around won't be enough to offset it. As for those low-propensity voters she speaks of, the people who get excited about grievance and revenge are not a bankable midterm voting bloc, and the next election will expose the divide between the Republican Party and the party of Trump. And a year from now, he is very unlikely to have anything left in the tank to bridge the gap.
Her theory of the case.
Well, I don't think that Donald Trump is physically able to campaign like it's 2024 again.